What's up, everybody? What's up?
Hey.
Welcome to the well. Why don't you guys go around? You know what? We'll introduce ourselves, and then I'll come back and we'll tell you what we're going to talk about today. Let me tell you first what we're talking about. We're talking about love through disagreement. We're going to talk about, can you love? Can you be loving through disagreeing? Let's go around the circle and just introduce ourselves. I'm going to post on all of the pages so you guys can find it. Make sure you like this and post it on your page as well. We'll start from right and get over left.
I'll do it. Hello, I am the infamous JoJo. The EP here at the well. Hi. That was really like.
I'm Vanessa. That's it. The end.
There you go.
Hi, I'm Kai.
Kai.
That's my best friend.
That's my best friend. That's my best friend. She better.
Hey.
And welcome everybody to the well. I am trying to make sure I said okay. So listen, tonight. I'm a fan of this show called 911. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Mm-hmm. And Angela Bassett, the awesome, amazing Angela Bassett, is in the show.
I actually like the Texas one. It's weird. I don't think that's the
first disagreement. There's a.
I don't like the LA one. I like the Texas one. First disagreement of the night.
Well, if you know anything about the show 911, Angela Bassett is over there. She plays a female cop. So she's their middle age. They are a middle class family, black family. She's got a husband. She's got 2 kids. The show starts off. They're pretty loving. And then you're immediately taken to this place where you find out that her husband is bisexual. And so he lets her know, he wants to let her know, he wants to be truthful. He tells her this, and they have to go through a separation. Mm-hmm. And once they go through the separation, there's all this conflict about him telling her about him and his new lover and having to introduce his new lover to Angela Bassett, and then introduce it to the kids. There's the shame that Angela goes through, the hurt that Angela goes through, and just trying to get over it. But they have to try to figure out, can they remain good friends or be co-parents even though he now has this new lifestyle? And so the question is, right, do you love through that type of conflict? So we're going to talk about that kind of stuff tonight, right? We want you to think about what this conflict, what does disagreeing look like for you? And we want you to think about how can you love through those disagreements? Is it possible to love through those disagreements? If you were in a situation like Angela Bassett, could you handle that? You're finding out that somebody has lied to you, or finding out somebody disagrees with you, or you don't have the same political affiliation. Whatever the disagreement is, can you love through it? All right? That's our conversation tonight. I want you to take a moment, like this post, share this post. If you think there's some folks that would love to be a part of this conversation, because we are the interactive church, the unchurched church. Like this and share it. You can make your own comments below and we'll read them as we go along. We'd love for you to be a part of this. First, we're going to start off by presenting an artist to you. It's a buddy of mine who is out in Arizona. We do like to highlight creative artists from all over the country and all over the world. So if you know an artist who'd love to be featured here on The Well, just have them get in contact with it. If you're one of those artists, let us know. Our feature tonight is the one and only Jordan G. out from Arizona. He was a part of the Get Through this night. It's my brother, man, and he's going to be able to come up. He's probably about to get signed, so you guys should be looking out for him. And I'll give you a social media handle called The Only Jordan G on Instagram. But listen, we're going to, without further ado, present to you Jordan G. Jackie, take us away.
I'm only asking for a chance to speak my mind. So let me explain that I am one of a kind. Yeah, I'm doing this double time, always keeping it summertime. First place, not second to 10, not a number 9. They don't want you to shine, they don't want you to win. Want your heart to remain cold, give emotions a wind shift. They don't want you to feel love, they don't want you to feel this. They don't want you to feel, they know how crucial the feel is. And I don't see how we can hate each other. It seems like everybody keeps forgetting that the same source made each other. I mean, we all the same people. We gotta keep it real, you know, we all made equal. Listen to me, let me teach you. Look, you feel me? Yeah. We all want the same thing. We all need the same thing. Yeah. So we just wanna feel love. So we just wanna feel love. We just wanna feel. We just wanna feel. We just wanna feel. We just wanna feel. We we just wanna feel. Look, I just tryna be an expression of my soul. And let my actions be of my goals. I'm not trying to be holding on, man. I'm trying to be good to go. I realize that I can get better. I gotta just look to grow. I decided that I just don't fly to the sky. So I have what I need when it's time to provide. They say they keeping it true, but that's kind of a lie. Cause my eyelids are closed, but my eyes on the how you figure. I can only trust the world that's in my head now. Everyone I got a question for, I think it's dead now. Girls turn dreads down. I stay, look, I just get the beat to write the heat and then I lay it down. Really, I'm just little old me. Rolling up, getting silly, you know me. Every time I get the beat, I mean it literally. Cause every lyric come with passion, you can hear it in me. Feel me? You know what it is? Yeah, we all want the same thing. Hold up, we all need the same thing. Yeah. So we just wanna feel love. We just wanna feel love. So we just wanna feel love. Yeah. We just wanna feel love. So I just wanna feel. Is it too much to feel it? I said, is it too much? Is it too much? I just wanna feel it, yeah. Is it too much to feel? Is it too much to feel all your love? I want it, you want it, I got it, you got it, enough. Don't talk, just talk it, I say it, I'm about it, I show it, you see it. My soul get deeper, you know what I mean, and it's sort of a dream. It's like you going to sleep, yeah, they hear me. It's hard to get it if you ain't had it, but it gets addicting, you gotta have it, and we all need it, so we should spread it, yeah. You gotta give it so you can get it. Hold on. It's hard to get it if you ain't had it. It gets addicting, you gotta have it. And we all need it, so we should spread it. You gotta give it so we can get it. Yeah. It's hard to if you ain't had it. Nah, it gets addicting, you gotta have it. And we all need it, so we should spread it. Yeah, you gotta give it so you can get it. You need to feel love.
Wow.
What's up, Jordan G, man? I hope that you were able to tune in. Again, everybody, you can follow him on Instagram at the only Jordan G. The only Jordan G. Yeah,
there's only one.
There's only one.
All
right, so we're talking about disagreeing, loving through disagreeing. So again, I want everybody to, if you're watching this live on YouTube or on Facebook, wherever you're watching this live, feel free to chime in. I think a couple people have already spoken. I think I saw Jordan earlier who spoke. And I saw a couple other folks. I'm not up there live, but we'll speak to you in just a second. But I'm opening the question for you guys, and then I'll also look at the people online. What is it? How do you? What's my first question? What are some of your most memorable disagreements? What are some of your most memorable disagreements? That's the first question. Everybody can answer that, but I'm gonna look at you guys, the panel first.
Y'all please comment, put it in the comments. We're gonna talk about y'all disagreements too. Ladies first.
Oh man. I'm hoping my brother.
Hey, Shar.
Hey, Shar. I'm hoping my brother is on, because then he could maybe tell me some of mine.
Yeah, them similar rival disagreements do get big.
Hey, Pastor Lisa and Carolyn.
I don't have a lot of disagreements, I don't think. But my most memorable are with my brother, but they're all minuscule in the long run.
Really?
For the most part, we don't really disagree about much. But I mean, they get live. We disagree, but it's always going to be my brother.
So when y'all disagree though, it's a disagreement, like.
Oh, it could get serious.
Okay. Yeah. How serious?
I mean, not like we're holding grudges or not talking for a long
You just go around standing with each other.
I mean, he's in a different state, so I just
Okay.
That's good. I like that.
Silent treatment disagreement.
Hey, that'd be the best. My mother told me nothing in this world wants to be ignored.
Nothing in this world wants
to be ignored. So when you ignore somebody, it's the best. You got the most power. So it's so
That's
crucial.
that power game.
I think my great grandmother used to say to me, she used to say, she said, baby, you can't argue by yourself.
That's true. From a distance, what they can't tell who's the fool. Mm-hmm. Something
I
like
ain't
that.
never heard that one from the
Oh no. I mixed it.
Okay.
See, they got I mixed
There
the
was
stories
disagreement
together.
right
There you
there.
go.
So,
No, it's you can't argue with the fool because from a distance people don't know who's the fool. But I thank you, best friend, for having my back.
Those best friends are best friends. Oh.
but some of your most memorable disagreements.
I want to hit JoJo's.
Oh, wow. Oh. Okay, wait. So, Jordan put one.
Yes.
JoJo. That is actually JoJo. Jordan. She said, oh, my mother and I had a disagreement when I was a teenager. She put me out on the side of 295 before she was saved. Sorry, Mom. But she didn't pull off. She yelled at me to get back in the car. Some of my most memorable disagreements. Ooh, these can get epic. So I think doing the Wells, if anyone's watching lives, I'm pretty transparent about my life and the struggles I've been through. I would have to say the most memorable disagreement, I'm sorry, best friend, would have to be the disagreement between me and my best friend. I think it was like our one and only big disagreement. He was supposed to have taken me somewhere, and he forgot, and it was a very, very important place for me to go, and it pissed me off. I mean, he called me like 45 minutes after my appointment time. He's like, hey, did you make it? You know I didn't, because you was my only option. You know, back in the day, a lot of us, the fam that you hear, we all depended on Ramon's tours for transportation. So that wasn't going nowhere. Nobody was going anywhere. So he's like, did you make it? And I was like, no, I'm just going to go to work. Don't worry about it. Click. And I stopped talking to him. And during that time, when you stopped talking to Ramon, our whole group stopped talking to you. And so then I went on this rant on Facebook. I made up this whole new persona. It was Shady Boy with a twist. And everybody stopped talking. But it was a really big disagreement. And I was really, 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 really bad. Like, I mean, the initial reaction was anger, but I was hurt. And I was like, yeah, I can't do this. And it was about a month or so, and we didn't talk, and we finally had a conversation, and it was great. Somehow I ended up having a disagreement with Christopher Gibson, if he's watching, but he wasn't even a part of the disagreement. Like, somehow he had jumped in there and became like super saver and was like, and I'm like, Chris, why are you mad? I'm not even mad at you.
So then, what you're almost saying is that disagreements sometimes can spiral out of control, and then other people can start like getting in on the wow.
What's yours?
I've had some disagreements. I mean, I guess honestly, I'm gonna say it like this: y'all family, they are the ones who know how to get the last nerve. Yeah. I can do a healthy job of ignoring friends, ignoring outside, ignoring coworkers. The ones I cannot ignore are my family. And I'm sorry if she's watching, but I swear, me and my grandmother, we are so much. We've never been like out of control. But I think those are the moments, the intense conversation with her that it's just like, Grandma, what are you talking about? Like, and I know she's the same way. Like, Ramon, shut up. What are you talking? Those are the ones where it's just, I don't know. Family knows how to get under your skin. And God rest my brother's soul. I never forget my brother and I had a disagreement. And I had bought him, he was on my cell phone service. We disagreed about something. And he kicked the door to my car and dented the car door. And I took him off of my phone service. I was like, you're not about to kick my car door and remain on my phone service. And so my mom thought I was so wrong. She was like, but that's your little brother. Like, you gotta love him. You're not
Mom says, I'm here.
Hey, Mom. But yeah, I mean, that was one of my biggest disagreements, man. I was like, nah, you're not staying on my phone bill. And I think Mom kind of changed her mind later, but yeah.
But that's what we had to hear from you. Hey, bro, my big brother's in.
I don't know that I had any. The memorable one that I guess I have was with Ash, my youngest brother. But we weren't in I think I was in middle school and he was in elementary school. He tells the story all the time because he says that I made him throw up or something like that. But I don't really remember.
Gangster, you make me throw up. Tell the story.
I don't know the story. Like, you know, it's one of those things that you've heard it over and over again from the person, so you're like, okay, I guess it happened. I think I was put in charge, and he wanted to do something, and I tried to correct him. I don't know.
And you made him throw up.
I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, you know, because I can't really remember any disagreement. But what my thought is about listening to some of yours. I think the major disagreements, the reason they are memorable is because they're associated to the emotion. So just like you said, strangers, right? Like I think about disagreements with parents that I might have had or coworkers. You know, like it's okay because there's no emotional attachment.
Yeah.
But it's when you have the emotional attachment, it's the expectation that you valued what I was supposed to do, and so you would have showed up for me because your reputation has shown me that you will show up for me. You know, and I think same with like the brothers, or even your brother or your grandma, it's the familiarity that you are willing to argue with them, right?
So Shar said the most memorable disagreement had to be a former friend while out of town on a girls' trip disagreed over housing arrangements. Came back, barely speak. Years later, we had one conversation, reconciled but not friends. It was petty but memorable. Yeah, that makes sense. And that's
girls trip.
But that's so true. The family ones can get you because like the world and even my friends can like get me a little riled up. But Laverne, Mom, if you're watching, she could breathe the wrong way, and we are like, straight in. Like it's just like and with so much alike. And it's something about, I don't know, I think especially like your guardians, like your grandparents, parents, or like something like that. When they say something, it like kind of like automatically like slides right under your skin, and I become so irritated. I'm like, oh my God, here we go. But I've learned that my mom, she's done so much for me. I respect her. So when she starts to disagree, which we haven't did that in many years, I'm like, all right, baby, you got it.
So let's talk a little bit. Here's what I want to make sure everybody knows. Listen. So this
Hi, Mom, she's watching.
Hey, Mom. If you guys, so the thing is, right? So disagreeing is nothing new, right? Like disagreeing has happened since the beginning of time. I want to give a couple of examples of historical accounts of disagreeing, and we'll start with the Bible. So in Acts 15, we see where Paul and Barnabas separated from each other because they had this huge argument. They wanted to go, and listen, they're doing God's work. They want to go and preach. And Mark, or John they call him, had left his post one time before when they went out. And so Paul's like, no, we're not taking Mark. Listen, I'm telling you, the Bible is full of drama. Paul's like, no, we're not taking Mark, because he obviously don't know how to stick to the plan. Barnabas is like, no, let's take him, we can forgive him, let's just go. Paul and Barnabas cannot settle the beef, and they go separate ways to go preach the goodness of God. It's so ironic, right? If you think historically, some of our founding fathers, Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr, who were both some of our founding fathers,
I was like, he hungry?
The first time he said, I was like, oh, he's ready.
He said, yeah, he said, the founding fathers. I was like,
your brother said nobody gets under his skin like your
no,
mama.
we know.
But Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr is a very interesting story. So Burr was elected over Hamilton in one of their Burr was elected over one of Hamilton's friends in a campaign. Hamilton was insulted by that Burr won over his friend. So Hamilton, in turn, helps to get the person who ran for the governor of New York elected over Burr. So they take this and they run with it, and there's all this kind of like contradiction between each other, all this animosity between each other. And so they challenge each other to a duel. And they go, and it says that they think Hamilton was nervous about it, so Hamilton doesn't really want to shoot Burr. So he shoots up at the tree and the branch falls, but Burr was like, oh no, it's going down. And he shot Hamilton dead.
Bam. See, he ain't time to play. No, he ain't time to play. Ain't no hard scumming.
We know stuff like Kanye West and Taylor Swift. You all remember when Kanye jumped up on the stage because he was like, yo, Beyonce deserved this. She had the best stuff. It was, I mean, some people said it was real rude. Some people were like, she deserved it. We know that Donald Trump and Barack Obama obviously don't get along.
Won't even display that man portrait.
Won't even display his portrait. And then I don't know if you guys know the story of Puma and Adidas, but Adolf and Rudolf Dassler both founded the shoe company in 1924. But tensions grew because both the brothers had different personalities. And so Rudolph was actually sent off to war. He comes back, and the U.S. Soldiers arrest him. Rudolph is like, I know my brother's behind this mess. I know that he got me arrested. I'm not returning to a shoe company. And so in 1948, Rudolph decided that he would start a new company, the shoe company called Puma. And his brother Adolf, a year later, registered Adidas.
Wow.
And so they died, actually, neither one of them came to terms with each other, and they both died, and they're even buried, their factories were on the separate sides of the river, and them two are now buried on separate sides of the cemetery. That's how deep that the feud went.
Wow.
Taking it to the grave.
Yeah.
Taking it to the grave. So we see
that
the disagreement is a common thing. So the second question is, how do you exhibit disagreement? How do you handle disagreement? How do you even handle it? Yeah, how do you handle disagreement? What's your practices?
Passive aggressive.
Really?
I'm not confrontational.
Right.
So
you're not confrontational.
Yeah, I try to avoid it at all costs. Like, I just go answer the phone. I'll just walk away. I'll talk to her next week.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, I believe I do have I think now I'm more of the passive aggressive, like Jordan said, so am I. I think now I'm the more passive aggressive, like not even passive aggressive, just like, oh, I don't have time for it and just not deal with it. But at a time, my mom would always say, I just didn't give a F. Like, I was the person, y'all know old JoJo, when he first came around, he was very sarcastic. So if we had a disagreement, you'll be like, oh, and that's fine. And oh, and that's fine. And I would be very sarcastic and didn't like it. And then there did come a time where I'm in a relationship and there were major disagreements throughout, and I was very confrontational, like, let's go. Like, we was like the dude with the gun and the branch, like, I'm gonna shoot you, flip that branch, I gotta get you.
Right.
My son, I think, tell you if he's watching, he's the same way. You gotta get got real quick. But I think a lot of people now don't even have the energy to pour into meaningless disagreements. I think now I display my disagreements just based off energy. Like, there's an old friend of ours that everyone knows, and they pissed our whole group off some years ago. And even to today, like, I don't have no problems with them. I just don't have time to even entertain them. Like, we've been in the same rooms, you still don't exist in me. Sorry. Mm-hmm. How do you display disagreement? That's what we want to know how to pass to do it. How you do it?
I mean,
I'm here to tell the truth. I'm the fact checker right here.
I mean, for me, it's interesting. I try to assess like the whole thing. I've been big on trying to like understand where everybody's coming from. We're gonna talk about that in a little later. So I always try to like hear exactly what a person is saying so that I can like respond to what I'm perceiving and what I believe they are trying to say, So it's always about like trying to listen and get the absolute truth of what the person is saying, to also affirm that they're being heard so that I can respond, accordingly.
Jordan says she doesn't deal with it either. She said, because I don't fight fair. Reginald Bulls, he said, I try to drop it by way of agreeing to disagree. Chris said, how do you exhibit disagreements? Fan meetings. Say that again. And then Reginald Boone came back and said, however, I will say my piece depending on the opponent and or topic. And you read Jordan's right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so how do y'all display disagreements? That's what we want to know. I really want to know like how y'all display disagreements. Because I kind of know all these people. I want to know like the people, kind of know some of y'all too, but I really want to like, Keno, if you're watching, how do you display disagreements? So as we're looking at that, I wanted to point out that
there's a major disagreement in the Bible. I don't know if you guys know the story of David and Saul, but Samuel, the people wanted a king, and so Saul becomes king. David, you guys have probably heard the story of David and Goliath. David goes out, kills Goliath. Saul's still king, and the people start chanting, David, he killed 10,000. Saul killed 10,000. David killed 100,000. Everybody's starting to up Saul. So there's this tinge bit of jealousy that sort of gets in. I know you guys have experienced jealousy before, and so Saul literally tries to kill David all the time. Can you imagine? Listen, Kai. You're like, you and I go out to a restaurant. You're like, I don't know, you sing. You decide you want to sing at the restaurant, and I take my knife, and while you're saying, I just lunge it at you to try to kill you.
Like outside.
Yeah, like outside.
This is how David and Saul's relationship really is. Like, Saul just always is trying to kill David. But then he goes and he tells his son Jonathan, he's like, if you read Samuel 19, he's like, Jonathan's like, listen, Dad, think David's a good dude. You probably shouldn't try to kill him. I'm his good friend. And so Saul's like, okay, for you, my good boy, I won't kill him. But it's just a little bit later that David's again, playing music for Saul, and Saul is possessed again, and no, I think I'm gonna kill him. I can't stand him. But he goes to kill him again. Some people are found very aggressive in disagreements. You got friends like that? Anybody got friends like that?
Jordan said Saul was a hater.
I was gonna say that jealousy is
Pastor William Covington, hello Pastor, said defend your argument, listen to the opposing argument, and respectfully and peacefully depart company. Yeah. Oh, that doesn't sound like age old wisdom. That's wisdom. That's some wisdom.
That's wisdom.
I mean, sometimes you have to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
You're just not gonna get it. The one is not gonna get the other, and that's okay.
But even in healthy debating, people always try to persuade you to see their side, and you are trying to persuade people to see your side, and then sometimes it just comes to that crossroads where you're just like, okay, I see you're not gonna get it. Let's just let it go.
And does it even matter? You know what I'm saying? Is it worth the relationship that you have with the person? If it doesn't matter that you disagree, then.
And my mom used to say something so many times. She'd say, "Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Or you can exchange happy for peaceful, or you."
Come on, Laverne wisdom.
Laverne got wisdom. Y'all know Laverne got wisdom.
So yeah, you were saying, do you know somebody who's
aggressive?
Yeah. Okay. Now I had to hear the question again and think about it.
So let's talk a little bit about what the Bible says about this kind of aggression. So Ephesians 4:29 says this: do not let unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen. And do not grieve the Holy Spirit of God, with whom you were sealed for the day of redemption. Get rid of all bitterness, rage, and anger, brawling, and slander, along with every form of malice. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other just as Christ forgave you. Follow God's example, Ephesians 5. Follow God's example, therefore, as dearly beloved children, and walk in the way of love, just as Christ loved us and gave himself up for us as a fragrant offering of sacrifice to God. So God's basically saying, have some self-control, have some dignity.
But some people push you. You just let it go. We're human, and we're supposed to resemble Jesus, the God energy, and then that sort. But this flesh gets upset. It gets really upset, and people will push you to be petty, because y'all know people petty level is different. Because my petty is strong when it's petty, but I don't even have the energy to be that petty anymore. You know what I'm saying? I used to be petty, dumb petty, petty. I don't care. You make me mad, and I see you walking in the rain. I'm gonna drive past you and splash the water up on you some more. I'm not gonna stop and give you no ride. I might even still love you, but I see you I'll be going to the same destination too. And I see you when you get there.
But that can add to maturity. When I think about highly enraged people, they're usually younger, and people who just let it roll off, they're older or more mature. You are older.
I hear you, but that I can slightly disagree because I know some older people that are a mess and like get enraged very quickly. They have it, and it's not that they don't have their life together and stuff like that, but they become a mess really quickly. You're like, wait.
Maturity isn't really associated with age.
True.
True. You could be an old, angry, immature person.
And it's called family.
Yeah. Our next question is this: are you open-minded to different perspectives? Are you open-minded to different perspectives? I mean, I think that's kind of the important part. I hear you guys talking about the maturity piece and you know, how do you deal with petty people, but can you be mature? The question I think starts to go: are you able to see different perspectives from the people that you actually disagree with?
Sure. Yeah. It may take me a minute to get there.
We're too similar. I didn't realize, but I was thinking it depends on what we're talking about. If we disagree about something else, like that has nothing to do with me, sure, I can see your side, right? Like, and I might be, you know, have my opinion. But if we disagree and it has something to do with me, then my first response is defensive. Because I'm like, no, that's not true. And then it takes a moment. Like, the people who know me know how to approach the conversation and then reflect. And then we can agree to disagree.
Jordan said it, yes, it depends on their delivery too.
I love her. Absolutely.
Absolutely. She said absolutely. For me to see another perspective, it has to be factually backing. Like you said, if it's something about me personally, then we're gonna go ahead and talk this all the way down to the ground. You know, you have to bring up examples of what you're trying to persuade me that I am. Because some people, you know, somebody can say, "Oh, you like just what I said, like you petty." How am I petty? Like you need to show.
No, because you just made that face, just like that.
But how am I petty? Because I don't even think. Because certain people will call you things that they've heard people talk about you, and they've never seen that displayed to them. So like somebody. Oh Lord, there's another disagreement. The beginning of this year, something took place, and somebody called me petty, and they have never seen that side of me displayed to them. Never, because they didn't deserve to see my ugly side, because my petty side is my ugly side. And so I was like, how am I petty when you've never seen it? But if you want to see it, let me give you a taste of it. Like. But if we disagreeing about something like, me and my son had a disagreement not too long ago, and we were talking about melatonin is a drug or a supplement. And it got kind of heated because he was like, it's a drug. I was like, you're wrong, it's a supplement. I was like, your body naturally makes melatonin. It's not a drug. For me, a drug is like morphine, Oxycontins, Percocet, stuff like that. But he did not been on it. And I mean, I get what he was saying because of what it pertained to, but at the end of the day, he was like, you know, let's just agree to disagree, because I'm not going to see that melatonin is a drug when the Bible says drug-free, non-habit forming. But I love you, and your decision is your decision on how you want it. Gotcha.
I want to pause and say hi to Louise, who's on YouTube.
He said maturity is based on mentality, not the age.
Yeah, definitely. Reggie, I'd love to know more too about what Reggie said. Yes, however, that same level of understanding feeds one of my issues in being double-minded. I'd love you to unpack that a little bit more.
And Shar said there have been times I've been open to their side. I'll be honest. I'm rarely won over, although there has been an occasion or two, for example, in marriage. Pastor Covington said, yes, being open-minded broadens one's perspectives. That's true. Like, I like to be open-minded, but you gotta make me believe what you that perspective.
Right. And so let me pause.
What you about to say?
You negated everything you said once you said, but I'm open-minded, but then you're not open-minded.
No, I am open-minded. There's some criteria to my open-mindedness. You got to present a very good case. Like, I will hear you. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to hear you. But if it ain't factually based or got some good,
means that it's like saying that I'm open-minded, but that my butt, let me get my butt out. But I'm open-minded, but it doesn't mean I have to agree. Like I can hear your perspective, but I don't have to agree. So I'm thinking about some of the folks. So here's some things I want to throw out there that about perspectives. So racial tensions, Trayvon Martin, Rodney King, O.J. Simpson, Ahmaud Arbery. Those are the things that we've definitely seen some folks, right? Like so,
big disagreements.
Right. So folks are like Trayvon Martin shouldn't have had the hood on. He shouldn't have gotten loud, right? He shouldn't have blah blah blah. So people have these different things. Rodney King, the way when he had his when he got beat, some folks were like, yeah, but you know what was he doing before, et cetera, et cetera.
I know I wasn't like of age on Rodney King, but I just never understand Rodney King. No one ever get me to believe the police side. Like that was crazy. Y'all seen the video, right? That was a crazy video.
I mean, it's just like
They beat the brakes off that baby. They beat the brakes off that baby. And OJ, I didn't know, being so young when OJ happened, I did not know how OJ had split that decision. Like people were, it was like black and white. Like it was a big whoop-de-doo. I remember being young and hearing about it. Like, okay, I wish it go off because I need to watch my cartoons. But I didn't know like that was a big like national disagreement.
And so when you think about those type of disagreements, right? The question is, can you love people who's sort of the opposite of your thinking about those stories? Another one would be politics. Trump and Obama, right? Like some folks are like, Obama was a great president. Other folks are like, nothing compared. People like Biden and Sanders. Biden's better. Sanders is better. Some people are for abortion. Some people are anti-abortion. Right? And so can you love the people? Some people are for gay rights, other people are not. Can you love those people through those disagreements or cultural norms? Some people say your church should be loud. Some people say no, church should be quiet. Some people say, you know, you should parent this way, you shouldn't parent that way. The question is, right, can you even love those people who disagree with some of those heightened, sensitive areas that you have?
It really depends on how we're related and how sensitive the issue is. So like if it's two parents and they disagree about how you raise a child, that can cause a lot of risks. And even break up a marriage over a disagreement on just how to raise the child, which you should really discuss before you have a kid if you're able to. But it's something that once you disagree with, you can love them from afar. Yeah. But I don't know if like I'm really gonna correlate with you so closely if you're doing something that I strongly disagree with. Mm-hmm. If it's minuscule, then I mean it's little, whatever. But if it's something huge, like at one point I thought that there's no way I could ever like love an atheist, like be really close to them. Love everybody, so not love, but I gotta love. But anyway, until I worked with one, and like I didn't even know until we had a discussion. It just came up, and I'm like, oh, so maybe look at her different, but then we were already friends at that point, so I'm not gonna stop being your friend because I found out this fact that was always your fact.
Mm-hmm. I can say, you said, can you get on? What's the? I'm sorry.
Yeah, could you find yourself
yes.
loving those people who disagree with you on those really tough?
Yes. Having worked at a very conservative law firm in the metropolitan area, most of the partners at the law firm were Republicans, like most of them.
You're a Democrat.
Yes. And like I with John Boehner worked there, you know, the old Speaker of the House and all that, and like they were really cool. And one of the partners I ended up having like these deep political conversations with, and he was a stark Republican. Like he was happy when Trump got elected, even though the rest of the law firm felt dead that day. Yeah. Everybody remember that day?
Absolutely.
Baby, the way was like, this is not the world. This is not. But we had some very, very informative conversations. And he heard my views, and I heard his. And what I always walked away from our conversations was, what I always took away from him was, wow, we totally disagree, but we can have a very civil conversation. I mean, we totally disagree. Like, I'm coming up with facts. He actually made me get back into like politics and like I had to research facts because when we talking, him being a lobbyist and on the Hill, he knows stuff. So he like, did you know? Bam, and a boom. And I'm like, oh yeah. But let me tell you this. And we became, and every day we had a smoke break and we would just talk. Yeah. Like for like 20 minutes. You know, that's the smoke break was only like 5. It was only, you know, the conversation would get so engrossed.
I'm glad you don't work there anymore.
Yeah. That's probably one of the reasons why. But yeah, like I can definitely, because I've had friendships with atheists before too. And it wasn't until we had already developed a bond and then you find out like, you don't believe in a higher power? Right. No, I believe in myself. I'm gonna get it done. And they were accomplished. So I was like, well, you know, I guess you got a point there. I mean, you know, Jesus did that for you, but you don't believe that, that's you.
I think in those situations, it's easy to say yes, like atheists. You know, my own brother at one point said that he didn't believe in God. I absolutely still love him. And we would have discussions about it. I think going back to the scenario you provided at the very beginning about a husband and wife and the husband keeping something from the wife, they get married, they have kids, and then he breaks off this news. I think there's this huge piece of hurt there that can you love? Yeah, you can love in the sense that I don't want ill to happen towards you, but there's absolutely a break in trust that needs to be mended, right? So I think like, when I think about that scenario, when you were reading, I was like, yo, the pain she must feel is crazy compared to having just 2 different perspectives. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're entitled to your own thoughts, and as long as they're not impacting me, do your thing. The thing is when it does impact you, and if you have the ability to separate or not. Because I think about one of my family members is on Facebook, the white side of my family, and some of the things that they post is hurtful, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, all right, but that's you and your world, and it's very easy for me to separate from that. So I don't necessarily feel the impact. So I think when you can separate, it's a little easier, but then there's some situations that just it's tough. You have to reconcile with it.
Yeah. There's a piece over in Romans when you talk about kind of just loving people through the disagreement. And it's a lengthy piece, but I want to read just a little bit of it. In Romans 14.
Technology never works.
In Romans 14. We're going to look right back because so if people can't see my phone because it definitely just went blank on me.
Wi-Fi, sorry.
Well, if you get a chance to look at so here it is. Except the one whose faith is weak without quarreling over disputable matters. One person's faith allows them to eat anything, but another whose faith is weak eats only vegetables. The one who eats everything must not treat with contempt the one who does not. And the one who does not eat everything must not judge the one who does, for God has accepted them. And I would read on, but let me just sort of summarize it for you. It pretty much goes on to talk about if a person is doing something and they find it right and they say, you know, look, I want to go to the Baptist church. You say, I want to go to the Methodist church. God's like, okay, just go to church. Yeah. You know, like you don't have to hold up the other person or tell the other person wrong. And as a matter of fact, he goes on even further to say, so if you're in this person's house and they eat meat and you don't, then while you're there, just don't eat the meat. You know, like you don't have to make an argument about, well, no, God said you can eat meat, so y'all should be eating meat too. Why you not eating meat? Just when you're there, keep the peace and don't eat the meat. And just be like.
So can we transfer this to masks?
Cool.
Right? Like, if you want to wear a mask, go ahead. If you don't want to wear a mask, don't. Like, you think it relates to that?
That's a little different.
Tell me how.
Because technically we also be wearing a mask right now to protect the other person. So me wearing a mask is protecting you. You not wearing a mask is you not protecting me. You saying that you don't care.
I have asthma.
No.
And CNN made a report
Okay.
that says that it was. CNN made a report that said it was bad. I'm just playing devil's advocate. You know, I absolutely.
I love y'all.
I absolutely believe in wearing masks, but I'm just providing a question. But they did come out and say if you have asthma, it might not be good for you to wear a mask. And I've seen these video clips of people who are like recording corporations, businesses, because they're trying to come in without a mask and they're being stopped and they're like, I'm gonna sue you.
Yeah.
And, I mean, all of that. So I'm just.
I mean, if you think about it, someone just got shot of a bodyguard. You can't come in the grocery store without a mask.
Yeah.
And they shot him.
They shot him.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. When they shot him.
Yeah.
Was that the mother and the son?
I think it was.
Yeah.
It's like Ohio somewhere right
It was
there.
like a girl and a guy.
Dollar store.
Yeah, she went and got him because she didn't like the way that he was.
She shot him.
But those are the places, right, that we feel that kind of tension that gets in. And sometimes we have those people who are just a little bit more aggressive in how they handle it, where somebody had to lose their life because of a disagreement, right? And that happens all the time with all people, with all cultures, all over the world, you know?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say the mask thing, years ago, that might not have been a big deal, right? Like months ago, that would have been a big deal. But now that absolutely is a place of tension because you're not wearing one, absolutely, right? How I feel.
And people will grill you in public if you don't have a mask. You know who they are?
And understand that, I get it.
So at the end of that scripture, there's this one place. It says, so whatever you believe about these things, keep between yourself and God. Blessed is the one who does not condemn himself by what he approves. But whoever has doubt is condemned. Oh, no. Yeah. I think I'm reading the wrong place. No. Pause with me. Walk with me now. But whoever has doubt is condemned to eat, because their eating is not from faith, and everything that does not come from faith is sin. But this place up here says, for the kingdom of God is not a matter of eating and drinking, but of righteousness, peace, and joy. And so my last question that I wanted to go into is, are you able to, do you prioritize peace? Do you prioritize peace? Are you able to prioritize peace? Because if all of this stuff ultimately ends with us finding peace, right? Because in those arguments, we should be kind of focusing on peace. Are you able to find peace? Are you able to find forgiveness? Like, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, I absolutely prioritize peace. Like, to me, you protect your peace at all costs. You know what I'm saying? So I think years ago I learned that when you are angry, it hurts you more than it hurts the other person. Like, the other person can be going on about their way and you're stirring inside about something that they might not even be aware of. So forgive, release, find peace. It may take a little while, but I think, yeah, absolutely prioritize.
Jordan are all these capital letters, of course. You know?
Come on.
Georgia's, of course.
So this is what it says, of course. Kyle, what about you? You prioritize peace, forgiveness?
It may take me a minute to get there. But yes, I definitely believe in forgiving anybody for everything, because it does hurt you more than it hurts the person. But I wouldn't necessarily forget, because I don't want to be made a fool. So if you show me whatever I see when you show me whatever, I'm going to believe it because that's your action, but I can forgive you for it. I just won't put myself in the same instance to be in the same situation. Yeah, definitely.
Do I prioritize peace? It depends on the depth of the offense. Sometimes peace, or just making peace with something that might really, really have hurt you, it lets the other person off too easy for me sometimes. I'm past it. I'm over it. And you say these things, and you come up with this, and you construct this pseudo peace for yourself, but on the inside, it might really be still messing with you and deep down. So, do I prioritize peace and forgiveness? Yes, but there has to be a process. There has to be. It depends. There has to be a process, and it definitely depends on the degree of the offense. Like, I'm not about to just let it go sometimes, honestly. Like, no, I'm not about to just let that go. Because you need to be told. And especially if it's one of them people, not for you to be a friend, family, or foe. But I don't think you should be having foes, but I mean, friend, family, or foe, you know, that like constantly do the same thing over and over and over again, and you've just been forgiving it and forgiving it and forgiving it, and like, all right, I'm gonna just let that go. I'm gonna just move past it. It's not that deep. Then when you get pissed off enough, it's that deep, and I'm not about to just let this be peaceful because you might need to have some confrontation with this person or with this situation to actually get to peace. We always want to run from confrontation sometimes when confrontation sometimes is what's definitely needed. You know, back in the day, some of the people would say, oh, you need to get your tail whooped. You needed to because you probably would never have learned your lesson if you didn't. In an optimal, small, like surface disagreement, yes, peace is great. But it depends on the depth of the offense for me to like be like, all right, let's just move on.
Also, forgiveness may take more than one time or more than one act. Mm-hmm. Maybe may need to get continuous depending on how deep the hurt was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Reggie said, true, Javon, sometimes that peace takes time. Jordan said, I think we're expected to build a bridge and get over it in a day. But in reality, it's a process that can take some time.
Mm-hmm. But I think Javon brings up a good point about conflict and how, yes, you can prioritize peace, right? Similar to Kai, I am non-confrontational, meaning I tend to avoid conflict. But I do think there are times where conflict is necessary in the sense that there will be a disagreement and you need to get through the disagreement. And so I think even in those moments, you can prioritize peace, right? Like we can disagree, we can talk this thing out. I'm trying to hear your side of it, but at the end of it, I still need peace. So
yeah, I mean, definitely peace and forgiveness and reconciliation is always the goal. But like one situation, it might be just a straight line. Another situation, you just gotta go through all this to get to this point. But I think sometimes going through all that either makes or breaks the relationship. And I know my mom always told me, or not maybe not my mom, but I always heard that like all great friendships have one bad argument. All great friendships have one bad argument. But y'all didn't have one. Y'all never had no disagreement.
No, disagreements often.
Wait, okay, so that's something else. So yeah, I just love both of y'all faces. It was like, you gonna talk about it? Pastor Covington said, as much as lies within you, follow peace with all men. Again, as much as lies within you, it's a process. So as much as lies within you, follow peace with all men, for as much as it is in you. Sometimes peace has to be negotiated.
That's good. That's good, Pastor. That's good. Sometimes peace has to be negotiated.
My brother said, yes, I will let you know when I'm pissed. I face it head on. Reggie said, indeed, V, good advice for relationships. Pick your battles. That's true. In relationships, you have to pick and choose your battles.
Marianne Williamson, the famous author and poet, she there's a clip where she talks about divine compensation. Did Louise say something?
Louise did say something.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. So he said, yes, my peace in every situation depends on my commitment to keeping my peace. Confrontation helped me set new standards for my peace.
New standards for my, that's good.
But I like the piece that says it. I'm sorry.
No, please.
He said it depends on my commitment to keeping my peace, right? I think like the commitment word is kind of big, right? Like how committed am I to this situation?
Because the question is, do you prioritize your peace? Right? Like, yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. Debbie says, I agree in that sometimes you need that initial confrontation to achieve that peace.
Yeah.
You need to clear the air in order to have true peace and not fake peace.
Fake peace. That's fake peace.
That's that.
Yeah.
Because other people don't.
Hey, I honestly, I said all that, but I know I for a period of life, I had a degree in fake peace. You come around, I know I don't like it. Hey, how you doing? Who told them that? Who invited them?
Who said that?
Like,
our hashtag this week is fake peace. Come on.
I like that. Hashtag fake peace. Thank you,
Yes, fake peace.
Well, also needs to be clear, like their definition of peace.
That's
so,
true.
like love languages have a big thing to do with it, because if you're not communicating in the way that the person understands, then will you ever get peace?
Say one more time, the last part.
If you're not communicating in a way in which your component understands, will you ever achieve peace?
Uh-oh. Are you talking something?
So if the person that you're disagreeing with does not hear you, can you have peace? Is that what you're...
Will they? Because you're not communicating. So you're just talking at each other, which it's not gonna sink in. You're not gonna feel it, you're not gonna wanna understand, because you're just being talked to or talking to someone else. So
Right.
you have to be talking the same language or trying to understand in order to have that peace.
So I know you're talking about love languages, which is the way that we receive love, but it sounds like essentially what you're saying is you have to approach things in a way that the other person understands.
Right.
Which I think somebody online said it's all in the approach.
Jordan.
But I also reference, like, when somebody has criticism towards me, I think the two of y'all know how to provide criticism in a way where I might actually receive it. I'm perfect, I don't know what, no. But I think that knowing who you're dealing with and the best way to approach the issue is helpful. So I think that's what you're saying, like, being okay.
Yeah.
But that you know that makes so much sense. And I don't want to like keep cutting in, but like if you and that person on two different levels of maturity or comprehension, you seen it from and I know working at T Pleasant, we used to always have this analogy where I'm sitting from 5,000 feet and you sitting from 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
You don't see everything I see up here because you're here, and you won't because you can't get there. So if you're talking or disagreeing with someone, oh my God, perfect name, I'm gonna say it. If you argue or disagree with someone on a different level than you, it can become tiring and it can damage your peace or mess with your peace because you don't get it. You don't get it, and you keep trying to get them to get it, and they just won't get it.
Jordan says constructive criticism and not shade. Reggie says if you want that message to be received, you often have to frame it. Yeah. My mother always said you can tell anyone anything, it's all in how you tell them. Marion Williamson says this. She talks about divine compensation. She says that when somebody does you wrong, or when there's a big disagreement and you're done wrong, you feel like you're done wrong, the universe does its best to bring you healing. Right? When we know that when we say universe, a lot of times we're just saying God or whatever, but we're saying the God or the universe, it works together to bring you healing. But she says this, but if my heart is closed, I won't be able to receive the miraculous possibility that the universe is bringing my way. So if I've closed off my heart, if I've closed off myself from the forgiveness, if I'm too stuck in that place of being bitter, then I don't even open myself up to receive anything or for the universe to pour that love back into me because I'm too busy spewing out, right? And so I'm emptying my cup, but I'm not receiving anything in return. So she says if you're not open up to forgiving, you won't find that peace of mind, basically.
I have a student, well, I have had a few students over the years, but a common conversation that comes up probably once a year is I'll have a student, typically it's a young lady, and they are very aggressive, right? Whether they fight, they'll curse people out, all of that. You start to have a conversation with them, and they'll open up to you and explain why they're so hard, right? And they'll talk about being hurt in the past, and and I tell them the tough thing, I get it, right? Like, I get protecting your heart at all costs. I absolutely get it. But the struggle with that, when you put up so many walls, is people can't get in to actually love you either, right? Like, you come out with daggers and everything else, so you can't receive the love that you need to be healed because you are so abrasive.
Yeah. I want to go in here with a quick thing on the peace of mind. I love, if you haven't heard Lauryn Hill's Peace of Mind, you need to Google it or YouTube it or find it.
That's a whole vibe. Come on, start.
But 1 Corinthians 1:10 says this. Paul's talking to the church of Corinth about their disputes that they're having. And he says, I appeal to you, brothers and sisters, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that all of you agree with one another in what you say, and that there be no divisions among you, but that you be perfectly united in mind and in thought. And so as I close tonight, I'd love to just go around very quickly and ask, from this conversation, can you love through disagreeing, and if so, how?
I always go first when I go first.
You can absolutely love through disagreeing. How with conversation, clear understanding of the other person's point, and just caring enough about the situation to listen, to love them enough to hear what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But you can definitely love through disagreements.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of that scripture, it talks about having I think it's talking about like the same mind, united in mind and thought, right? And so I think what that brings up is having common goals. And so can you love through the disagreement? Yes. But I think it is important that you are on the same mental path of reconciliation. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like we have the same, if we argue, right, the reality is I know that you have my best interest at heart and I have yours at heart. So, okay, we can have this disagreement, we can have a conflict, we can talk this thing out, but we have the same mindset that we care about each other, and so I can absolutely love you through whatever disagreement comes to play. But I like the end of that because I think that's the strand of like that holds us together.
I'm going to say it depends. Can you love through disagreement? It depends on the depth of the disagreement or the depth of the offense. And I'm going to just be real. There are some things that people can do to you that you probably can't come back from, or you just can't love them anymore through that. I mean, if you have people who have cheated and killed people, and you see stuff on TV where a murderer has killed someone's child. And why are you supposed to? Don't get me wrong. Let's just be real. Why are you supposed to forgive them?
Because forgiveness is for you.
Yeah, but if you kill my child, I'm going to have to go ahead and let this work itself out in me.
It's not going to be okay.
It's not.
It's never going to be okay.
And I'm not going to say that I'm going to love you through it. Even if, because you even have family members who have, because a couple weeks ago I was watching something on Facebook. These Facebook Lives and all this death that's been going on lately will really take you out. Where a man, he killed his wife or his girlfriend, their kid, their child, their two kids, his stepchild, and like a niece and nephew. Basically wiped out like 2 generations out of one family. He still deserves to be loved, but will I love you through that after you do that to my family? No. Just be straight up. No. It really, for me, depends on the level of offense. I'm going from the greatest extreme to the small. If it's small, yes. If it's like that, no.
Well, oh yeah.
Louise says, it's about honest communication with the goal to try to understand the opposite perspective without losing your own.
Reggie says, yes, indeed. It can be reached through common goals, self-reflection, and meditation on his word. It's so interesting because even in how I want to end, I will say that Javon and I, that's intentionally even Javon's answer for me. But that I think is the proof of, that doesn't change my love for him because I disagree with his answer. And so I think absolutely, yes, you can love through disagreement. The question is, can you? Yes. Will you, I think is a different question. The will you have a choice. We all have choice. And so I might choose not to, but that is your choice, right? That is ultimately your responsibility. But can you love? I simply look back and go, John 3:16, for God so loved the whole world that he gave his only begotten son so that the world might not perish but be saved through him. If God can give up something for us and love us, even though God, in all of his infinite wisdom, in all of her amazing love, and all of her capacity to do anything that God wants to do, God could really destroy everything, but God chose to say, you know what? They don't totally get it right. I disagree with how they behave, but I love them enough that I will send my son down to die for them. And I think if God is our example, and if Jesus is our example, then we too are capable to love anybody through anything. But I do think that we have the choice. And so the choices really fall on you guys. I hope and pray that this message and this conversation has been healthy for you all. I want to share with you that if it has been, you can share this. Like, please share this with other people, your friend group. Share it. It's on YouTube as well. If you go to the Amplify Network page, we'll soon also make sure that it's on the web page. But you can like this, you can share it, send it to somebody's message. If you think that this is a good conversation about loving people through disagreements, maybe somebody you disagree with, and you just want to share a word with them and let them know, we should talk. This would be a great way to open up that conversation and dialogue. The other piece is we also would love for you to partner with us in being able to build this platform. This is the Unchurched Church, and it's a way to do church that a lot of people are not doing. We don't believe that we always have to preach to people, but we believe that we can have healthy dialogue and conversations and be okay with disagreeing and love each other straight through the disagreeing. So you can partner with us by liking all of our social media at Encounter the Well. So that's both on Facebook and on Instagram at Encounter the Well. You can send us comments, you can DM us. We will try to have somebody get back with you on all of our social media sites. Our website, www.encounterthewell.org. And you can follow us there. All of our encounters are always listed, and we love to have you meet back with us in person once we get back and active and meeting out. The last thing is, listen, if God puts it in your heart to sow a seed into this, we would love for you to do that as well. You can do that in a couple of ways. The first way is you can text us any dollar amount. So if you want to send us $1 tonight, put the number 1 in your text and send that to 84321. Or if you want to text us $100, put 100 and text that number to 84321, and you'll be led to a series of prompts that will let you know how you can give. The other way is, of course, go to our website and on the last tab at www.encounterthewell.org. On the last tab, it talks about giving, and you can just click that tab. You can give. If you want to send a check, just DM us, and we'll let you know how to do that too. Listen, we hope you've enjoyed tonight. A shout out to Jordan G, our brother in Arizona. A shout out to Kai, Vanessa, Javon. Shout out to you, Jordan, and Pastor Covington and Reggie. And all the other folks there, Shar, Travis, Brother Travis Jones, I see you. Lauren, all the folks, Walter, who was watching, everybody who was watching and who was participating, Louise on YouTube. We love you guys, and we look forward to seeing you next week. So mark your calendars next Thursday, 8:15 p.m. The event should go up no later than this weekend, but I'm telling you now so that you know that we will be live. And listen, we want to give a shout out to the Amplify Network. Jack Manoa is running it, and you guys can follow at Amplify Network. They have prayers every morning. They have guests on all the time. They also have a schedule that they put up and let you know what's happening. So just follow at Amplify Network on all your social media. We love y'all, and there's nothing you can do about it. Jordan, we love you too, and we will see you next week. Until then, stay safe. Peace out.
Wear your mask.
Eyelids are closed, but my eyes on the prize. How you figure? I can only trust the world that's in my head now. Everyone I got a question for, I think it's dead now. Girls turn dreads down. I stay, look, I just get the beat to write the heat, and then I lay it down.